on Sunday. It might have to do with that. You know what the name is?
Hi, Rob.
Disciples FC. Yeah, so you're always going to be careful what team you play on a Sunday. Let me go to Edgar in Polokwane. Good evening, Edgar.
And on another note, I'm a bit worried that the Chiefs are not selling big this time. I don't know what is the problem. The allegations that local teams are not interested in doing business with them, I don't know how far true they are.
Yeah, we'll try and get into the Kaizer Chiefs camp pretty soon, Edgar.
You've got evidence, Mahupa, and then, then maybe Zakele then comes down that pecking order. So I think he probably would want to make that move and, get, game time.
I want to say to them, live now. Live now so that we can know how many soldiers we have in this struggle to liberate our people. You must live today because nothing is going to change between now and December. If you want to live now and leave us alone.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
I think we're just trying to recover from the Olympic Games. But one thing I can tell you for sure is that there is no way you can ever recover, whether you were just a fan, whether you were just watching the Olympic Games on television, or whether you were participating in the games themselves. You feel the need to recover somewhat because it's a competition that is involved, and you're almost actively involved, even if it's just the sevens that are playing back then to the time they get into the swimming pool. And all of those beats ahead, you are just involved. You're involved in the games. You almost feel like you have a cousin or a brother, or maybe even you are part of those games. That's how we felt, guys. That's really how we have felt. And it's almost like, whew, the games are over. But have we really celebrated our heroes at the Olympic Games in a manner that we should? Have we? I don't know. You will tell me. You will send me the WhatsApp voice notes. You will give me a call on 011-883-8947. Otherwise, we're also live on the YouTube channel because you want to watch this one. It's our exclusive interview that we have for you tonight. A track sensation. Always vocalized his Olympic dreams as well as his aspirations. And I say vocalize them because we've spoken to this man even before the headline-grabbing Olympic Games participation. And he is now an Olympic silver medalist. So the success blueprint mapped out by track and field legend Carl Lewis has clearly come to fruition. We thank Carl Lewis, but we also thank the athletes, because if it wasn't for the willingness of the athlete, regardless of whatever Carl Lewis would tell him, it would never come to light. So you talk about steady progress since joining Lewis in Houston, reflecting a long-term plan aimed at sustained success rather than immediate gains. For example, despite narrowly missing the finals in the 200 meters as well as the 100-meter events at the Tokyo Olympics 3 years ago, this man emerged with a profound sense of belonging, a profound sense of validation that he could compete with the world's best. So 2024, Forbes Africa 30, under 30 honoree, returned to the Olympic Games with renewed determination and purpose, reaping the benefits of a 4-year build-up. And that kind of ensured that his body was finely tuned to perform at the highest level. Ladies and gentlemen, Shaun Maswanganyi is here in studio. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much for having me again, Rob.
You got more than 2 fans in there, in the control room.
Definitely.
Losing their minds. Hey, losing their minds. Welcome, champ. Welcome to the show.
Always good to be back. Always good to be back, I always say.
Olympic silver medalist.
Yes, sir.
You can never, ever turn that back. You can never, ever return the medal. That lives with you for the rest of your life.
Yes, sir.
What does it mean to you now? So many parties, I'm sure, relatives that have come from anywhere that have been hiding for years and years now are saying, hey, remember me, I'm your cousin. Let's celebrate. Hey. What's it been like?
I mean, it's a special feeling. This is just deeper than just crossing the finish line and getting the medal. It's definitely a sense of, pride for the nation. Just to see the whole world celebrate us like that. I mean, you see Botswana celebrating us like that, Namibia, Zimbabwe, because it was deeper than just, getting a silver medal. It's like the 4x1. Now we announcing ourselves to the world. And I remember on Sunday, I actually went back to Ikaslam. I went back to Soweto, and my neighbors were like wilding out. They were wilding out, and they were so happy. And I brought the medal home actually, so they got a feel of it. They were insane, So it was so wonderful to see that these people have known me since I came out the womb, and just for them to cry tears of joy because of my success, it's humbling in a sense, but it also, it keeps me going because I'm like, there's so many people who are betting on me to be successful, and I serve as a beacon of hope, and it's an honor and a privilege to be in that position.
But what did that celebration, when you say you went back to Ekas, you went back to Soweto, because I mean your journey has now been Chawelo to Houston type of journey.
Yeah.
And when you see that level of emotion, what does it say to you about Olympic participation? Because you can do Diamond League, you can do any championship meets anywhere around the world, but just the focus of the Olympic Games and the reaction that you got from people that probably would have never even seen you race at any stage of your career. What did it say to you just about where the Olympic Games are at?
I always knew the Olympic Games are the highest of stages. I mean, the whole world always choosing for the Olympics. They're not going to really remember the 100-meter world champion from the year before.
Yeah.
But whoever wins that Olympic that year is one of the biggest stars in the world, And I understood that. I mean, it's a heavy title. It's a heavy crown to wear. Coach Carl tells me that every time that, you need the utmost of focus, utmost of determination, consistency to be able to win such a title, and to compete with those type of guys every time, you need to be sharp, So just to put into perspective, I mean, it's a game of margin. I mean, I look at guys like AK who've been so consistent for over a decade. He's my role model, he's my mentor. He was already in Rio 100-meter final when I was starting track and field, and here we are 8 years later, we're sharing a silver medal together in a solid relay performance. So it's crazy how times change and how time goes by so fast, but it makes me happy. I'm happy.
You talk about AK, as you guys call him. So I'm not going to call him AK as if I'm his buddy here. How can you Simbi?
Yeah.
You've mentioned that he is your role model.
Yeah.
What is it about him that you role model from him?
I see how much consistency he's had and how he's stayed at the top for so long. Many guys come and go in track and field. Unfortunately, one guy will be a star this year, next 2 years, 3 years, unheard of, and he slowly fades away. But for him to be constantly relevant for 8 years, finishing in the finals, in top scoring positions, and that he just always misses out with the medal, it's like, damn, he deserves this medal. He really deserved it. So when I looked at it, I remember just walking into that track on was it Saturday or Friday or Saturday, and it was raining. It was a rainy day. Track was wet. Crowd was still 80,000 strong. I'm like, nah, I owe it to Akani to give it my all in this relay, because I remember how much trials and tribulations we faced as a relay, especially Tokyo. People kept bringing it up for me. And I'm like, you guys don't even know the whole backstory. I didn't even practice. I barely even practiced for that relay. But, I was carrying that burden because I was like, it is what it is. I'm not going to make excuses. I have to take that loss and convert it into a W some way, some point, and I remember how nervous I was when Benjamin Richardson got the injury. So I was like,
had to leave the team.
Yeah. So now we had to make a swap around, and I had to go run the leg, which I'd never run before. Wow. Again, they put me on that leg again. So it was a lot of
But how
nerves.
did the memories, though, the memories of what happened in Tokyo, and for those who obviously haven't followed the story, is that in Tokyo, the baton was dropped, and you were the man at the center of that dropped baton. So up in the air went the hopes of South Africa, and obviously you would have thought, oh my goodness, what has just happened right now? So Benji goes down, they have to do a swap, so you get now the baton from Walaza, then you have to go Nkwana, but then the time that you ran now, what is it, 9.06? It was for just your leg.
My split,
and then you go for a new national record.
Yeah.
In the heat of all of that.
Yeah.
says what about the team and where you had to be reshuffled into?
Yeah, definitely says a lot about the quality and the depth of our team. We had to make a quick turnaround. I mean, they were even considering putting me on third leg and then someone else on second, but it's like, you know what, that second leg is a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So we need someone who's been experienced, who's been here before. So they don't want to put too much of the young guys on the main spotlight. So we just gave them the kind of like watered down spotlight role. Like, okay, give it to me first leg. Olaza run first leg. Bradley run the third leg. So I knew it was going to be a lot of pressure. And I was thinking about Tokyo. I'm like, I can't let what happened at Tokyo happen again. I just cannot. Even though I'm not prepared, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. And I remember the prelims. I was a little bit of a shaky start, but I still got it around. I still ran pretty solid. And I was like, okay, I figured it out. Now I know how to run this leg. And then your finals, I'm going to be guns blazing. After Walaza has a flying start, I'm going to take it and go with it.
Yeah, wow. And, you know, the most surprising thing about it is it was so fluid.
Yeah.
It showed that the determination and the irony in what you're saying right now. I mean, I smiled when you said we allowed the youngsters to do what they got to do.
Yeah.
And I look at you and I'm saying, but you're 23.
Yeah.
Which means then our fortunes moving forward are so much brighter. I don't think we realize what we have at our disposal right now with such a young team who are already silver medalists. I mean, Laz had to go back and do his matric.
Yeah.
He had to put on his blazer, the whole school waiting for him.
Yeah, imagine.
Huh?
Imagine.
I don't even know where people were when they were writing matric. Certainly not at an Olympic podium.
Definitely not.
And again, I don't know if Akani would still be there at the next Olympic Games, but all I'm saying is that, guys, you start dreaming.
Yeah.
You start dreaming of that gold, surely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we could have won the gold. I believe we had the team to win the gold. It's just all about, you know, a little bit of smooth, a little bit more touching up. And I mean, Coach Carl was helping with the relay as well. So he was a great help. So him and Coach Paul and Carl were a great combination, figuring it out. So we're able to make some quick changes. I mean, I remember just Coach Paul Horis coming to my room and telling me I'm going to have to run the second leg. Yes, I took a deep sigh. I'm like,
not again.
Gotta figure this out.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even really practice because I still had the 200 to run. The other guys just ran the 100. So I just went in there. The first practice was literally at the practice track when we were warming up for the competition. Fortunately for us, though, in a chemistry point of view, we had relay camps where I was able to attend a relay camp in Montpellier for like a week leading up to the game. So that did a lot in terms of chemistry, in terms of trusting the guys, you know. And I figured out, because, you know, I run the most relays out of everyone in the team. So I was able to pick out the nitty gritties and we're able to polish those up. So yeah, I got subbed into the second leg and I got moved from the first, but I was able to further aid in making sure that, you know, our changeovers are a little bit more crisp. And that gives me more hope to think that, okay, you know, we ran 37-57 and we made quite a few errors here and here. With a few touch-ups, these young kids are still going to grow, you know, and that's the most important thing I try to like emphasize. I want like more people to get involved in terms of keeping the talent and nurturing it, because most times, you know, we like a lot of the talent falls through the cracks. I mean, we've had that conversation multiple times that too many talented guys at a young age, guys who were faster than me at a young age, that slip through the cracks and, you know, they don't do athletics anymore. And it's like, how many more gold medalists could we have had if these guys still kept doing track?
I mean, you talk about the relay camp in Montpellier.
Yeah.
Who pays for that?
I think SASCOC organized that.
Carry that.
Yeah, SASCOC organized that together with ASA, and they said, "Listen, we got to get a couple of these guys together and make sure we really nail down in that weekend."
So for fine tuning, basically.
Yeah.
All right. We got Sakala calling us from Centurion. Sakala, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Rob. How are you?
I'm good, man. I've got the champ here in studio.
Hey, man. Sean, how are you, brother?
Good. How are you?
You know, I have no question, Mr. Marawa. I just want to tell you that the whole country ran with you guys that race, man. You guys did us so proud.
I heard how much stress I caused. I heard I almost broke TVs.
Hey, my man, we're running with you, literally, in our lounge, my man. Literally.
Special.
So,
thank you. I'm grateful I could give you guys such a special moment.
So from the bottom of my heart, well done, man. You're a world champion in my eyes. Silver medalist. Nobody can take that from you, my brother. I mean,
Thanks.
To the whole team, to the whole Olympic team, you guys did us so proud as a country, man. So
Oh, thank you so much.
proud.
Sakhala, what a call, man. Thank you very much indeed. Drive safely there in Centurion. 011-883-947. Otherwise, do send us a WhatsApp voice note. A once in a lifetime opportunity. I mean, he walked in and said, "Champ, you're still here. When are you leaving the country?" He says, "I'm leaving tomorrow." I'm like, "Yo." What great timing. I think our timing is as great as your changeovers there in the relay. And when you hear what Sakhala is saying, and again, everybody loves athletics. Everybody loves the Olympic Games when it's track and field.
Yeah.
Everybody loves little portions and segments of the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
But I think we love the Games as a whole.
Yeah.
But in South Africa, because we pay so little attention to athletics, and maybe at times we're also very guilty from an admin perspective of doing better
And
for
promoting.
the likes of yourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, later on, I'm going to touch on what happened in Cameroon. Because I think that's important, and maybe that's the reason why we don't achieve what we're supposed to achieve as a continent, and we get little blimpses of a Kenya, little blimpses maybe of an Ethiopia, middle to long distance running, etc., excelling there, is that when you get like a Sakhala calling now, and you can tell that's raw emotion.
Yeah.
And he's probably never followed much of your career, but he understands and he gets it now.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
I mean, it's special, you know. At the end of the day, there's going to be different people in your life that come and support you on your journey, and they're not going to really know much background, but they're going to see what you're doing, and they're going to appreciate what you're doing, and they're going to support you no matter what. And it's really special to me because, you know, support keeps me going. You know, I would not be where I am today without my support structures. People giving me that extra, "Hey, you got this." You know, we know it's tough, but you can keep pushing. You know, you can keep succeeding, rising above the challenge. So, you know, I look at the whole competition, the Olympic Games as a whole, and it's like, you know, that's silver medal. Like everyone, I mean, I know we got the gold. The gold was special, but it's like, why the silver medal is making more noise than the gold? Because it's like, I think it's mainly because it's a team thing, and it shows how we can be when we work together. So,
but I think it's also the records that you guys were slamming in between.
Yeah.
You know, one baton to the next, the exchanges swift, and then all of a sudden, and you know how the camera for the final stretch then focuses now, and then you look at the kind of groundwork and Agani would have made, for example. So I think the first race he was moving from 7th to 2nd, and then 6th to the same spot again. And you're saying you guys are magic. Guys, the magic continues. The champ is here.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW.
Hot off the press, we've got an important announcement. Lottostar is thrilled to have a new multi-millionaire in town. Blow the trumpet for our grand jackpot winner, KG, who bagged 14 million rand with a single spin of the slots on Elephant Stampede Privé. You could be next. Spin now on our Real Rush slot games with instant payouts of up to 20 million rand. Lottostar, your world of live games. Lottostar is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18. NRGP 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
So why should I use We Buy Cars if I want to sell my vehicle?
Because We Buy Cars buys cars.
But will I get the right price?
Of course. We Buy Cars buys thousands of vehicles and knows exactly what every vehicle is worth. Their buyers deliver exceptional service and pay you immediately.
And how do I know what they'll pay for my vehicle?
It's easy. Visit webuycars.co.za or use the We Buy Cars app. Follow the simple steps and voila, you'll know your car's value in no time. We Buy Cars. Quick, easy, the best.
Need a loan? Pay for what you need when you need it with a personal loan from Nedbank. And if you open a My Goals Plus or My Goals Premium account, you could enjoy 200 Rand cashback every month for the duration of your loan. That's 200 Rand every month to buy extra groceries or save for a rainy day. Visit nedbank.co.za and join the bank that's best for your loans. See money differently. Nedbank. We're a licensed FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
Let Checker 6060 deliver your rugby season essentials. Championship force built on of course. Let's go 6060. Build a cheese board, keep the drinks poured. Let's go 6060. Burger patties, spatchcock flat teas. Let's go 6060. All your meat stuff and the sweet stuff. Let's go 6060. Your game day menu delivered in 60 minutes. Let's go 6060.
Welcome to another episode of Hey Duck, Riddle Me This! Okay, Duck, the day before 2 days after the day before tomorrow is Saturday. And that's the day before family curry night. What will you use to wash the dishes the day after that? Mac. Yes! Mac dishwashing liquid. Anything else is just wrong.
Win big with Cell C and Samsung. Get the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6 for only 1,099 Rand per month on a 36-month Elevate 2 contract and get a 2,000 Rand accessory voucher free. You can also save up to 15,000 Rand when you trade in a qualifying device. Plus, stand a chance to win 100,000 Rand towards your wish or win your contract on us. Go in store or call 084 145. Valid until 22 August. T's and C's apply. Cell C. Change your world.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
But I think everybody's excited to see him back again on the touchline. Dan Swalisela, Marumo Gallant's coach. You've gone back to Marumo. Siama's gone back to Sekokune. That love-hate relationship, and it was likened to an abusive relationship. Would you agree?
We are intimidated by people who are capable of doing things. You know, it's that sometimes when they release, they even talk lies and all of that.
You know, you made the team get into the Nedbank Cup final, but they didn't offer you a new contract.
I guess that's one of the things that I looked at and I said, you know, am I going to do this?
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
Oh man, you can tell that a champ is in the building because, sure, social media going absolutely crazy. And so are the voice notes and so are the calls. 011-883-8947. We've got to Kabaniwe on social media on X. It says that you are on the right track, Shaun. You got it made with an Olympic silver medal. That is right. It says, that is good. Keep it up.
Good evening, Mr. Rob. It's Hulufelang here, and good evening to the MSW shoulders. And good evening to Shaun Maswanganyi. Wow, what a race, what a performance. Good one on you, my brother, and congratulations to the entire team as well, Bradley Ngwana as well, Bayanda Walaza as well, and of course, Akani Simbine as well. What message did you get which you felt was such a motivating factor from maybe it could be your family, it could be your fellow mates as well? And what would have been the one moment where you look back at your race and say, had it, this would have been the turning point into Team SA getting the silver medal in the 4x100 meter? What would have been that defining factor when you look back at your race and at your incredible performance as well from an individual perspective? Those are the two questions that I want to find out from you. Great show as always. Thanks.
Hulufelang, thank you so much indeed. Shaun, you want to take that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I remember just going into the call room with my coach, Coach Carl Lewis, and he was just like, make it count. Just make this opportunity count. Not many people are blessed to be in a team that has the potential to win a medal in the 4x1 at the Olympics. So, you know, you did your best individually, and we know where to work on, where to move on from there. But you can go home with something. You and Louis can go home with something. Louis being my teammate at the University of Houston, who also won bronze. So he spoke to us, he gave us a heart-to-heart. He's like, I'm so proud of you guys. Go out there, have fun, make it count. And in a sense of my individual and where I could have been a little bit better, it's tough to say because I feel like I really did the best I could on that leg. And I mean, I got the stick in quite an uncomfortable position. I was holding it in an uncomfortable position, but I made the best. I didn't want to try adjust it because I knew that leg, these guys are burning tar. So I said, okay, let me keep going. And then when I gave it to Bradley, I'd say I could have tried to give it to Bradley a little bit smoother. But you know, I was moving, I was flying. So you know, I gave it to Bradley the best I could, and he had to make some adjusting on the baton, which you know obviously costs you a little bit of time here and there. But you know, that's something we can always polish up on.
All right, he talks about Carl Lewis like he's just talking about anybody from the streets, guys. I always have to kind of remind people and say, you know, Carl Lewis is somebody that while we were still kids growing up and loving sport and loving Olympic Games, he was a superhero. I mean, here's a guy, former track and field athlete, and you can read about him, Google him. I'm not lying to you. This is someone who won 9 Olympic gold medals, 1 Olympic silver medal, 10 world championship medals, including 8 gold. 9 Olympic gold medals. Yeah. I mean, that is why he is Carl Lewis.
Yeah.
And you get to hang around with this guy. He gets to crack the whip on you guys. Gets to be the father figure to you guys. But just in summary of the totality of the experience, though, that you get from being in and around him.
Yeah. He's a motivator and an inspiration every day. You know, he knows what it takes to be great. And that's why at times he has to be hard on us, because he knows how much discipline it takes, how much consistency it takes, how much perseverance. You know, you're going to get a lot of losses along the way, but you just got to make sure you get more wins than losses. Sure. And he's... You know, I can just pick up the phone call. I can probably call him now and he'll answer. You know, he's always...
But he's sleeping right now. Can we call him?
Oh, no, he's not sleeping right now.
Is he not sleeping?
No, right now he's probably at school.
Should we try calling him?
Of course.
Should we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, we're going to get him on the line. We're going to get the great Carl Lewis on the line. We're going to make the magic happen here.
Yeah.
Tatos, we're going to need you here to come through to collect the phone with the magic number. And just like that, we'll make... You know, radio magic, why not? That's why it's called live radio. If it wasn't called live radio, what would the point be? So let's take the moment. Let's try and call the great Carl Lewis. Why not?
Hey Rob, umkhumbi kaKhumalolo. Let me also greet uShaun Maswanganyi. Hey ngwana man, what you've guys done, you've got no idea what you've done to a black athlete or to an athlete in South Africa. You've given hope. You've given us drive to watch Olympics again because of the way that you guys performed. I've never been so stressed watching you guys do what you do, you and Akani, and also transferring that energy to Walaza and Nongwana. You guys in Ngabopoti, and you've transferred it to those guys. I just want to say well done to you guys. We're very proud of you, and that shows that there is talent in this country. The Federation just needs to concentrate and ensure that we unearth that challenge. Otherwise, you can see Lengwana Kokwan.
He's not lying, is he?
Yeah. Kansamin about the Kansamin.
Oh, man. And you know what? Unearthing more talent is exactly what we are working towards. We are live on the YouTube channel, by the way, guys. Do send us through any of your messages. Do send us through any of your comments. We are following, we are tracking, we are seeing the comments coming through. So keep that going. Keep that going.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa, and good evening to your guest, Mr. Shaun Maswanganyi, Mr. Marawa, I just want to congratulate Maswanganyi for representing South Africa Olympics with dignity. I think it was not about him or South Africa only. He was representing Africa as a whole. I'm very, very happy with what he did. Our silver medal champ. Thank you very much, Mr. Maswanganyi. Thank you, Mr. Marawa. Good show.
Thank you so much indeed, all the way in KZN. Hey, touching hearts. Thank you so much, Sibongeleni. And even more voice notes.
Good evening, Rob and MSW listeners. Let me firstly start by congratulating our relay team. They did very well and they bring us a silver medal. It's an achievement. Rob, when it comes to celebrating them, I don't think we did celebrate them enough. Those athletes deserve a lot, Rob. Steweta detained all the way from Amalia in the Northwest.
Thank you so much, man. Maybe just a quick response to both of those voice notes. Spoken again, true from the heart.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree in terms of the supporting factor. I mean, I look at Bayanda, he still has so much growing to do. And, you know, in order for you to succeed as an athlete, for example, you're going to need a lot of support emotionally, financially, mentally, you know. So he's still in school. He still has a lot of growing to do. And you just want to make sure a lot of the right people are in his corner to help him nurture and transfer to the next stage, because the next stage is going to be university. Yes. And, you know, we don't know if he wants to study in South Africa or abroad.
What would you advise him?
It's tough, but I would say the best advice, you know, I would say go to America because it's easier to balance studies and athletics there. And he's fast enough to be in one of the top programs, get paid good money to still go to school. And a lot of athletes, because they don't realize that track money is limited, you know. Like the top guys get paid really, really well, but a lot of the guys don't really get paid that much. So you need to have something you can fall back on. Like, everyone wants to be a professional athlete, but you still need a plan B. You know, you need to have an exit plan before you even enter, you know. So I always look at it at a professional point of view. I had that conversation with Carl Lewis when I was getting recruited straight out of high school. He said, what is your exit plan? You need to have an exit plan before you even get into the game. So I was like, you know what, you're right. So that's when I started investing in building my brand, making sure I'm honing my other skills. So, I'm more than just a track athlete. And that's the biggest thing, being more than a track athlete. And that's why I started doing a little bit more speaking engagements.
Yeah.
I started to do modeling, started doing partnerships. So, you got to capitalize and expand your brand. And I mean, America is the best place for that because you're literally on TV every weekend. And on top of that, you still get taken care of pretty well in terms of resources and facilities.
That's impressive, though, because, again, guys, we've got a balanced life. And when he talks about balance and he talks about studies, he knows exactly what he's talking about. He's had to go through, 4 years now of intense studying while trying to be the best athlete that he can. And he's completed his honors, though, his honors degree at the University of Houston.
Yes, sir.
You've taken a deep breath after that, eh?
I'm telling you, when I submitted my last assignment for econometrics, I even remember the class, econometrics. My professor, Dr. Peru, it was a tough battle. I mean, I remember my Mondays because I had that class every Monday and Wednesday, and it was at 1 p.m. So straight after practice, and practice usually started at 12 and really ends at 1:30. But I'd have to come to practice a little bit earlier and then dash out of practice to go to class. I would literally hop on my little electric scooter and dash off to class mid-workout sometimes. Sometimes I couldn't even do the last rep because, the rest of the guys, they chilling. They still know they got another 40 minutes of practice. But, I'm looking at that year, and I mean, it was so hard, like emotionally, mentally, and, physically, because I was drained because of how much my major took out of me, because it's such a hard major. We're doing all these calculus classes, these business statistics, econometrics, economic stats. So it's rigorous. It's a rigorous course, but I'm sitting here, I'm holding that undergrad in Bachelor of Science in Economics and minored in Business Admin, so it's a privilege.
Oh, congratulations, man. I mean, just the mere sound of it, econometrics, really just sounds like something extremely difficult, which I'm sure it is. And maybe, but you still want to go on and put more pressure on yourself and do crazy things like long jump.
Yeah. So
you still want to add that to your repertoire?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I took a little bit of a break this year. But we're gonna go back to the drawing board next year, this upcoming fall season, and pick it back up.
There's a gentleman called Carl Lewis who's won more medals than I can ever count in my hand. I don't know if we've woken him up, but hey, he's in Houston. The legendary Carl Lewis joins us now, former track and field athlete, 9 Olympic gold medals that he's won and 1 silver Olympic medal. Carl, thank you so much for taking our call. Good evening.
Wait, good evening. How are you?
We've got your silver medalist in the house.
Yeah, I have one of those too, so I know what it feels like. It's a good feeling.
We still want to get him to get a gold or so, but Carl, thank you, man. Thank you so much indeed. I'm interviewing him before he dashes off somewhere overseas tomorrow, and I just wanted to get your sense of what you've put together in terms of understanding Shaun Maswanganyi from day one up until day silver medal of working with you.
Well, I mean, first of all, Shaun's been great to work with, and that's the hard part, especially when you're in college, because, it's not easy being a student and also being an athlete. There are a lot of things that make it easier, like the social structure is set, so you don't have to worry about housing and all of these things. But classes are difficult, especially this past year when he was a senior, and the classes are really difficult. So it's been a pleasure. We've had a good time. It's just kind of weird. It's been so long now. Over 4 years in college, and I know that his career is going to continue on, but it's just going to be kind of strange not have him out there in the U of H uniform anymore.
Yeah, we're just congratulating him now for obviously graduating, honors degree at the University of Houston as well. What do you say he still needs to get better? I mean, he's only just, 23 years old. He still can improve, his times can still improve. What would Coach Carl say to him?
Well, first of all, he's very young because this is his second Olympic Games at 23, so he has a shot to at least 2 more games. And so the thing is that you're always getting better. I mean, we had a good talk when we were in Paris about what do we need to do. I think his second round on 100 meters was something that was a big step for us. Obviously, he's run fast in the past. We want to be consistent. Just understanding that you're not going to have the same challenges in terms of having to get up for class every day and having to get up, these kind of things. So he'll be able to focus more on the track and field. And, I was listening a little earlier. He's talking about the long jump. And that could be a possibility. If you want to do the long jump, and I'm saying this generically, you really have to focus on that for a year because it's extremely difficult event. As you can see, the performances globally are extremely subpar. So I think he has the talent to do it. And if he wanted to do it, to say, hey, pick a year and say, let's just get it done. Because I think he can definitely be there. I don't see anyone jumping in the world that could jump farther than he could. So it's just about making things better. When you learn how to do things correctly, and it takes a couple of years, and Shaun understands that right now, but where he is now is getting better in practice. And that doesn't mean doing something more correct, but it's really about running faster in practice. If you have a workout where you have a 400 and you're used to running 49, then if you can run 47 with the same effort as 49, you're going to run faster in the 100 meters. So this is where we are now, just fine-tuning, but also making the workouts faster, more challenging. They don't change much, but the times come down, the rest time gets shorter, and you're focused more on it. That's what happens as you get better. He's doing basically the same workouts I did back in the 80s and 90s, and when I was young, it evolved for me as well. I was in a different space because I long jumped, but also we had 4 rounds, so we had to train harder no matter what to get through all the rounds, unlike they do now. So it's just different in understanding that, and I think we're in a good understanding. But the big thing is that you make a choice in the beginning of the year, and you keep working to get better. I think that he understands that he's going to have to work harder in practice, and he understands that if he wants to long jump, that's going to take a dedicated time. But I'll tell you something, that is a very, 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 very low-hanging fruit event. And you really don't have to jump that far, even to medal at the Olympics. So we'll look at all those opportunities, but I know he's going to have a long career, probably at least 2 more Olympic Games. I look forward to working with him.
Oh, Jesus, Carl. Beautiful words, Ben, encouraging words for us South Africans. But just finally, because we're running out of time, Shaun, the words that you would have wanted to share and say to Carl Lewis that you were never, ever able to say to him before you came back to South Africa.
I mean, Coach, thank you for everything. Just believing in me from day one, giving me that chance, that opportunity to wear the red and white uniform at Houston. It's been an honor, and I enjoyed every single step of the journey. The days where I got on your wrong side and you don't want to talk to me, those meets where you just walked out on me, the trials and tribulations overall. So I just want to say thank you for everything. And, I'm looking forward to going into the next chapter of my life with you, Coach. And let's have fun. Yeah. Let's keep having fun. Let's keep enjoying and keep winning.
Well, I like that long jump idea. So I'll tell you something. So that may be the next real fun thing to do. The sprints are down, and that may be something I'd love to work with.
Carl, when are you coming to South Africa?
I don't know. I travel a lot, obviously. I'm not sure. And probably the next time I'm invited.
So can we invite you?
I've been... Yeah, invite me. Invite me. And Shaun kind of tell you what the rules are.
Not a problem. I know you're probably very expensive and all that, Carl, but you know what? We'll get over that, man. We'll find a way and a means to get you down to South Africa.
Right, that's it. Well, I'll tell you this. The first time I went to South Africa was 1997, and I had a chance to sit down with Mandela, and it was transformative for me. So I've been back numerous times since, and I look forward to coming back. And, when there's a will, there's always a way.
Yeah, I love that, Coach. Thank you so much indeed for molding a super champion, not only just a super champion, but a super human being that he's turned out to be. Thanks for taking our random call. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, great. See you soon, Shaun.
All right, great stuff indeed. Hey, we're running out of time. We got to go for a break. When he come back, guys, the champ is still here. He's going nowhere. Wow, what a magical moment we've just spoken to Carl Lewis.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW.
Joe can become a BankMate member.
Because I work in the financial services industry, right?
Right. After 110 years of only being available to bankers, Joe can now join.
Look, I already get great perks for keeping fit, so no point in switching now.
Well, they offer 35% more value than other schemes.
Is that so?
And with their balance program, you'll still be rewarded for keeping healthy with no added costs.
Maybe I should.
Look up BankMate and see if you qualify. BankMate, yours in good health.
Experience the best in fresh at Food Lovers Market with Big Deal Wednesday. Buy a 7 kg potato pocket and a 7 kg onion pocket for only $99.99 per combo. And enjoy beef potjie course meat at just $69.99 per kilo. These and many more great deals are valid this Wednesday only at all Inland Food Lovers Market stores. It's in the experience.
We all know how dry and itchy your skin can feel in the winter months. Epimax believes that in order to look good, you must first feel good, and has a skincare product for every member of your family, for babies, for you, and even for grandpa's cracked heels. So don't hide your skin this winter. Feel good with Epimax. Get it for you and your family at any shop or pharmacy.
Heard of Take a Lot More? Instead of running to the store, get free fast delivery as often as you want. Check it.
Snacks to watch the goat. Give me some more. Batteries for the remote. Give me some more.
Same day delivery.
Give me some more.
Waiting is history.
Give me some more. Footy at 3. Give me some more. Get that smart TV. Give me some more. Heavy shipping for free. Give me some more. No extra fee. Give me some more.
Delivery same day.
Give me some more.
Free all the way. Get unlimited free fast delivery and collect with Take a Lot More. Sign up from only 39 Rand per month at Take a Lot. Today,
F&B has made it easier and more rewarding for you to purchase the latest smartphones and fitness devices. Choose from a range of devices from selected partners in the eBucks partner shop on the F&B app. And we'll give you up to 100% of the purchase price back in eBucks when you pay with your F&B private credit or Fusion card. For amazing benefits and rewards, switch to F&B Private today. F&B, a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized FSP and credit provider. Terms, conditions, earned rules and limits apply.
Tap into AI with the brand new Oppo Reno 12 Pro 5G. The AI eraser lets you erase unwanted photo bombers from your pics. AI Link Boost ensures that you're always connected, no matter the network conditions. And all-round armor makes the Oppo Reno 12 Pro 5G life-proof by being resistant to severe drops and impact. Discover more at oppo.com/ZA now.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
All right, his name is Mthokozisi Dube. He's a Far Post editor. An exciting one, which I'm not surprised by, Mthokozisi, if it does happen. Cassius Mailula going to Wydad Casablanca.
Yeah. I think a very interesting one. I think we do know Mailula obviously moving to the MLS. At the start of last season to Toronto FC. Didn't do very well. He struggled a bit to establish himself. I think only featured in about five matches in the MLS, 3 in the Canadian Championship. Former coach Rulani Mukwena, I'm very much interested in having him on loan.
And so Bongani Zongo, is he heading there?
Very much possible, but he said it's a bit of a complicated one. But he didn't say what the complication is.
#MSW. #MSW.
Yeah, 2 Olympic Games under his belt. A silver medal under his belt. We're not going to go on to other things, but all I can tell you is that South Africans, the continent and the world are loving this conversation. And if you're joining us on the YouTube channel, great to have you on board. Please post your comments right now. We're loving it, we're seeing it, and I think Shaun Maswanganyi is my guest, Olympic silver medalist. Let me go to Sbusiso, who's calling us all the way from KZN. Sbu, good evening.
Hi, evening, Rob. How are you?
I'm with the world champion. I can call him that.
Yo.
I am with an Olympic champion. I can call him that. I am with a silver medalist, boss.
A champion, a star.
You can add on. Whether you're eating
Yes.
Lucky Star or seeing stars, it doesn't matter.
No, thank you for this opportunity, Rob. And I just can't believe that I'm about to talk to the world champion. How are you, champion?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I just want to say, firstly, congratulations with everything that you've achieved, with all the hardships that you've faced, but you've managed to soldier on, and you didn't let the small incident bring you down. And I just want to say to you that, as one gets older, you get to watch these sport documentaries, you get to realize the amount of sacrifices that you guys do as athletes, the amount of things that you have to give up for you to stand on that podium, to stand on that track and represent me and represent my mother and represent my dog and represent everything that is in the country, for you to do that alone, even if you don't win, just know every time you have my respect and you'll always be a champion in my eyes, because you guys do so much for us, and it's just that we only see that 1 minute or 2 minutes for you on track, but there's so much that goes behind the scenes, and we appreciate all of the sacrifices that you make for us.
Sure. Wow. Smoo,
That was
your
powerful.
response there?
That was powerful. That was powerful. Thank you so much for that, Smoo. And just for you even touching on that, it's right on the money. I see a lot of guys sacrifice so much for the various sporting codes, and some of them don't even get to reap the benefits of standing on a podium. These guys have been to 4 Olympic Games and no medal. And they still wake up and still soldier on and still keep pushing. Hoping one day for that moment of glory. So, I don't take this moment for granted at all. And I just want to keep elevating and keep inspiring and keep reaching a higher level.
And that high level takes you to so many different unmatched levels. I'm going to get back to what I'm referencing now. I'm just looking at the time and looking at the love that people are showing you. Deboko's in the East Rand. Good evening, Debza.
Good evening, Rob, and good evening to the champion.
Yeah, welcome.
Rob,
We're listening.
Rob,
I know you love him with all your heart, eh?
Rob, you just caused a magical radio moment. I don't believe you just had Carl Lewis on the call, Rob. You are incredible, Rob. This is amazing. I don't know how Shaun copes being coached by the legend. Because for me, Rob, I won't be able to be composed if I had Carl Lewis coaching me. And for me, it says a lot about the athlete, Shaun, how he has managed to get his career to the highest level. But my question to Shaun is that what is the importance of high-performance coaching just to unlock efficiency from an athlete point of view? I just want to wish you all the best, and thank you so much for making South Africa a proud country out there at the Olympics. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deboko. Champ?
Yeah. So, Tebogo, listen, it's a game of fine margins here. When you look at sprints especially, Akani missed out on a medal by 0.001. Sure. To put that into perspective, that's less than 5 centimeters. And where on earth in your training do you feel like you're going to get that extra 5 centimeter push when it matters most, And that's why high performance training, high performance facilities are so important, because it's a game of small margins, 1%. Coach Colin and I always talk about the 1% in sprints. 1% from 10.00 is either 9.99 or 10.1. So if you're not feeling 1% good, you're running 10.1. You're not making a semifinal with that time. But if you're feeling 1% good, you're running 9.9.
Yeah.
So that's just 1%. You think about how much of a small fraction 9.82 is versus 9.79. And that's why you need the best of the best facilities, the best of the best coaches, so you can be as prepared as possible for when that moment comes. Because when it's time to rise above for the occasion, everything needs to be aligned. Luck needs to actually even favor you at some point.
You didn't catch COVID?
Oh, thank God, no. Because if I did...
Hey, what would you have needed?
Hey, nothing can save you from that.
Hey. Okay, let's leave that topic one side. Amy Kaseletu Balia says, wow, Carl Lewis on your show, I am shook. He was a Kappa athlete back in 1984. He says, Shaun Maswanganyi is the future. What a combination, superstar and future star. Amy is the lady that made Kaizer Chiefs' brand to be elevated even more from a marketing perspective.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when Kappa was the sponsors, I know they're sponsors of Kaizer Chiefs now, but when they first made business within Kaizer Chiefs, she was at the helm of the marketing.
Oh, wow.
Kaizer Chiefs had sponsors, like if you look at a letterhead, from one end to the other end.
Yeah.
Sponsors, right? Yeah. And she's the lady still, till today, we've got a Wimbledon champion.
Oh, wow.
Khutato Monjane.
Yeah.
In the wheelchair.
Yeah.
In the books.
Yeah.
Of Amy Kaseletu Balia. Wow. So all I'm saying is that as your star continues to shine, there are people like her who are listening and watching. I asked you, I said, what's the next step for you? Because now you've graduated, you're a silver medalist, at the Olympic Games. I've got to reiterate, so you can be a silver medalist at a gathering somewhere in KZN or Katlehong or whatever. But you were a silver medalist at the Olympic Games. You still aspire to do great.
Yeah.
Sponsorship, where do you stand? What do you want to achieve? Who are you enticing to be in your corner? Because surely you're a walking brand.
I mean, I want the best people in my corner in the sense that I want brands that will represent me the same way I want to represent them. You know, I want something that's going to be a partnership that's going to be long term.
Yeah.
You know, I look at how guys like, you know, Roger Federer with Richard Mille, you know, and it's like a lifelong partnership, or, you know, Akani Simbini, same with him. So I want to be with brands, first of all, that I know will add a lot of value in my life, and brands that I already pretty much like interact with on a day-to-day basis. So, you know, I don't want to name drop any, but, you know, I just want to make sure that I'm in the best position possible to represent myself as well as the brand. And that's why, you know, branding is super important. That's why, you know, being on that Forbes 30 under 30 was so important for me, because I'm seeing, okay, I'm getting recognized for the type of brand I have, the type of image, you know, my composure, how I communicate, how I speak, how I interact with the public. And I'm being noticed for that. And I want brands to say, you know what, I want this guy to be in my corner because I know he's going to hold our brand to the highest standard and he's going to represent us well.
Any wish list, like if you had a brand that you've always wanted to associate yourself with?
I would say in terms of a shoe, like shoes,
Yeah.
I would say Nike. Nike has always been my dream. And in terms of like, I was thinking outside the box, you know, I was thinking like, I want an airline partnership, you know? So an airline partnership, so now I don't have to worry about travel, you know? And now I can travel in comfort and style, you know? So
they're going to put you in first class or business class, I mean, standard.
You know? So I think about it, I'm like, yo, Qatar would be a beautiful one. Or maybe even any Star Alliance airline, because Star Alliance flies everywhere.
Correct.
And, you know, I want to be, okay, if I'm thinking in terms of like my personal day-to-day life and so forth, I'm like, okay, Discovery. I got my medical aid sorted. I got my my day-to-day health stuff, my gym, et cetera, et cetera. Look at the partnerships Discovery has. So there's multiple ways of which I plan to try, you know, approach all these brands to capitalize on that, because I feel like I said, like I feel like I have the right tools. I've been equipped with the right tools to hold myself and represent myself pretty well and represent the brands pretty well. So, you know, even just like a gasoline company, petrol. I'm not in America, so I have to say petrol.
Yeah. It's gasoline. What's gasoline, guys?
You know, so petrol, you know, but, you know, you can connect petrol to cars and then cars with speed. So there's a partnership right there that could come in. So there's different ways in which you can explode in the market.
Who's looking after you? Who's your agent?
So right now, I mean, I don't have any one particular agent, because, you know, it's all about who can bring the deal to the table, and then, you know, you get your percentage.
There's already 4 deals.
Yeah.
4 deals that you've mentioned potentially to make sure that you have a holistic existence on this planet without you worrying about anything. And that's what athletes, you should be worrying. I think I've said this to someone before. The only thing you should worry about is about the oxygen that you breathe.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know, but, you know, these are dreams dreams at this point. But, you know, I'm working towards it, you know, and I'm going to keep working. And that.
Boss.
Yeah.
You dreamt, right?
Yeah.
And when you were 13 years old, your grandmother dreamt. She's late now. And I was going to ask you, how do you draw your strength? Especially in a year where 2 very important people, your brother Teboko, who probably was your inspiration. You could have played rugby.
Yeah.
You in the Blue Bulls juniors. He passes away. He's murdered, right? Your grandmother passes away, all in a year. But within all of that, you rise above the hurt, you being unable to be here to bury them. But still, it's chin up. Never mind what the noise is on social media. You were able to withstand all of that. But emotionally, how did you get through such a torrid time?
I think, you know, it's painful what they say about death, but sometimes, you know, you become numb to death at some point. And I knew these were very important people in my lives. It affected me a lot emotionally. I'll be lying if I say I didn't. But the biggest thing that kept me going is, what would they have wanted? You know, I always thought to myself, okay, my brother passed. Would he have wanted me to go home and mourn and cry and be there for the funeral, or stay here and handle business? as I'm paid to do so by my school, and as I'm expected to do so to represent the family name in the highest field. And it's a privilege and an honor that my granny actually got to see me compete at my first Olympics before she passed. Unlike my mom's mom, who passed away when I was 13, who had the vision originally of me representing the family name in the highest stage. But I'm above everything. I'm grateful for the support because Coach Carl was there with me every moment of the way. My high school coach, Coach Yao Faswamo, was there. My boarding house master, all these guys, all my support system, they pretty much played an active role in making sure, they communicated with me. They were transparent in making sure that, listen, we know you're not okay, and it's okay not to be okay, but you need to soldier on, whatever decision you make, whether you want to keep competing this year or not compete, but we supporting you and do what's best for you, And I decided I'm going to put my head down. I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep grinding because at the end of the day, I still have a mission to accomplish. And any day I miss practice, the day I'm going to be set back from my goal.
Your final message to all South Africans.
I always say, invest in the kids, invest in their dreams, invest in their potential, believe in them, because you need to believe in them before they can believe in themselves. And one day, everything could change.
Look at how it's changed for you. Look at how it's changing. We're going to be heading off to the United States of America 2028.
Yeah.
We are heading off to the Olympic Games, which are going to be staged there. Everything is going to the United States. Hey, 2026, it's the Football World Cup. 2028, it's the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
You in America.
Yeah.
That's an advantage to you. So we say over to you.
Yeah, easy tickets to LA. And and I mean, it was just amazing that, Messi was literally training on my track, right? Just a few weeks ago for the Copa America. So
oh wow.
He's not going to be there at that World Cup, but it would have been amazing to watch Ronaldo and Messi. And I've still never watched them till today. But hopefully within the next year or so I can make it squeeze because they're going to retire soon.
Imagine, guys, imagine that story. Lionel Messi coming to Shaun Maswanganyi saying, please, boss, can I use your track just for 2 minutes?
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW.